code. As a front-end developer, we often need to use the Node.js as a backend, but there are so many Node.js versions. It is difficult to control, and then I believe like most of you as sprint manager face the issue that the previous version doesn't compatible with the current version, and then the dependency get messed a lot. So in this video, let's try to manage the Node version together by using the NVM Node package management tool. Okay, so we will use okay, let's just Google NVM, and then what we are going to do is just go through the official document of the NVM. The NVM NVM stands for Node Version Manager. It's obviously which is able to manage multiple versions of Node. Okay, and we can see the introduction, and then it allows, as mentioned, it allows you to quickly install and use different version, which is very important, of Node. For example, we can use Node use 16, meaning that we are using the version 16.9.1, and we can also define the version more specific, more like explicitly, like use 16.9.1, which is also good. Okay, so firstly we will need to install the Node, the NVM, the Node version manager. Okay, so it provides us 2 or 3 ways to install. The first one is using curl, and then the second one is using the Git, and the third one is manually installation. Okay, so in our case, I will just simply use the recommended one, which is the one on the top, curl. Okay, so we just copy this line and open our terminal. Oops, just close my previous terminal, and I'm not using my local machine because my local machine is Mac OS, which is already have Node.js installed. So I'm gonna SSH into my Ubuntu system. Okay, so this is my Ubuntu system. So as can be seen, I don't have Node for now, and then I don't have NVM for now either. So now we are going to install it through the command line. Okay, so what it did was download this the shell file and then bash it. Then as can be seen that it cloned the GitHub to master, and then clean up the repository, and then it append the nvn source to my home directory, my batch rc under my home directory, and also append the batch compilation source to the same directory of my local machine. Okay, then it asks us to reopen the terminal to start using nvn. Okay, so it asks us to export this environment variable into our source in our directory, in our environment. I believe it is already added into our .bash rc. Let's have a check. Okay, let's scroll down to the oops, sorry. Okay, yeah, it has already been added here, so we don't need to do it anymore. What we need to do is source the directory. Okay, and I think it is working now. Cool. Now it's working. And let's go back to see what we need to do next. Okay. For some of you might be interested in how to uninstall it. This installation also inside the guide, the official documentation here. It's kind of easy. So to remove the nvn, we just remove we just follow this command line step by step, like very small, which is very easy. So let's get back. Okay, well, let's go back to, so probably we just skip to the usage section. Okay, and it says that to download, compile, and install latest version of Node, do this. Okay, let's just try this. I don't want to do the last version. I want to define my version explicitly, so I will use this. Okay, let's try. Okay, well, npm install 17.3.0, which is the one I often use. I think it is good. Let's see. Okay, it starts downloading. Okay, then let's go back to see what is the next. Okay, it says the first version installed will become the default version in our local machine. So Usually we'll start with the default version of Node. And then we can also check what version that we have in our local machine. Let's check this. ls remote nvm ls remote. Whoa, I think well, this is the version which is available, I believe. Let's just stop it. Right, it's the available version. Okay, and then what we need to do is just use node, or we can just round it. Let's check. Well, I believe there is a thing called the command list. Let's see if we have that. Okay, good, we have. So there is usage, the nvn followed by the command, right? And we can, let's see nvn ls. Okay, cool. So now it lists out what version that we have in our local machine, which the one we downloaded, right? Okay. Now let's see node version. Okay, now because it will become the default of the node, so we don't need to run any other command, and it will set it as a default for us. But if we want to have some other one, let's for example install a new one. Well, install 18. Okay, let's see nvmls, and then as can be seen, we have two versions, and then this one become the default because the newer one will be the default. So in this case, if we are going to use, as you can see here, it becomes 18.8.0. In this case, if we want to switch our node version back to 17.3.0, we need to do the node use 7.3.0. Well, no, just let's check back to the version. Well, it says this, it should be okay. Let's try it again. Okay, I think it's my typo. We need to use nvm use v17.3.0, which is perfect. And then we check the ls again. Okay, as you can see, the version behind the arrow mark here is the one we are using now. Now let's double confirm if it is actually as we expected. Yes, it is. Okay, now we can, I believe the yarn also installed it. Okay, cool. I think npm also installed it with the corresponding version. So we can do everything with our node version, and then we can switch between each version. Okay, after installing the nvm, so let's check the version again, and then we will be able to see the nvm node version that we have in our nvm manager. And as you can see, now I have installed several node version in my local machine. Now if I can switch it between those versions by using nvm use. For example, now I use v17.3.0, and now it will become the using this one. Okay, but now I would like to use the change back to 16 again. Well, now change it back. Okay, well, no, probably not this one. 18 point, let's just use the 18 version. Okay, and now we have the in the nvm 18 version, we have our nodes. We can check the node version, and then we can check our npm version, but we don't have yarn, right? Because we need to install yarn. And then here is the kind of important thing, because most of you might be the same as me, using yarn as daily base instead of using npm. Okay, so but yarn, we need to install yarn by ourselves, and then each version need to install its own yarn. So the way to install yarn is like this. We can do it npm install globally with yarn, and then it will install the yarn for the corresponding node version. So now we can see if the yarn is installed correctly, and then we can see which yarn, we can see the yarn directory through which yarn. And one more thing importantly is that if we do things like yarn add global, yarn global add something package, and then it will be, the package xxx will be installed into the yarn global, well, yarn I think is, I just a little forget the command, global bin. Okay, so it shows the bin here. We can get into the bin to see anything that I have installed. Okay, I installed this one, and then we can just we can execute the global installed yum package here like this. Okay, as you can see, it is working now, and then I will jump out here. And this is the very important point. We need to execute the package under this directory instead of anywhere. Or if we want to use this anywhere, we need to export this directory as the global variable. Okay, so that's it for today, and see you guys next video.